प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः।
ओम प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। Yesterday, or rather on Tuesday, we finished our study of the Bhagavad Gita, and some people proposed that I should take summary chapter by chapter of the whole Gita. And one more request came to me that for us householders, please clarify more the point of tapasya. Because in the 18th chapter, idam te na tapaskaya, na bhaktaya, etc. was there. So, please explain more from Grahastha's point of view, what is tapasya? To that my reply is, the whole Gita has been told to Arjuna, who was a Grahastha. And Bhagavan has never told him that you give up Grahasthaship and become sannyasi. Not even once. But in future, he may become a sannyasi. And so, about sannyas, in the whole Gita, there are very few shlokas here and there. So the whole Gita is for Grahasthas only, mainly. And so far as tapasya is concerned, I told during that class that the general disciplined life is the tapasya for a Grahastha. But if you want more details, then in the 17th chapter, Bhagavan has given everything sattva-rajatama, but tapasya he has first defined and then gave sattva-rajatama. So, there, if you want, when we shall come chapter by chapter, when we come to 17th chapter, I shall be discussing what is tapasya according to Gita, irrespective of whether you are a brahmachari, a grahastha or sannyasi, mainly for the grahastha only. So, with this introduction, we shift that matter to our summary of the 17th chapter. So now we start the summary of the whole Gita, chapter by chapter. Now, in the first chapter, the name of the first chapter is Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Arjuna's sorrow is a path of God realization. Arjuna's sorrow is one of the paths leading to God realization. Not anybody's sorrow. Arjuna's sorrow. So, what was Arjuna's sorrow for? I should not make a mistake. That is the only point on which Arjuna was weeping. That I should not commit any sin. I should not go away from my path. I should not commit any mistake. Now, this sorrow leads to Brahmajnana. At every point of our life, we have to check this point, whether my thinking has gone wrong, whether my direction has gone wrong. And that was the only cause of Arjuna's sorrow. Arjuna said there that Api Trailokya Rajasya, even if you give me the kingdom of all three worlds, this will not remove my sorrow. So any worldly gain is not going to remove that sorrow. It is only the spiritual knowledge that will remove the sorrow. And that is what Bhagavan is giving. So, Arjuna Vishada Yoga primarily means this sorrow, I should not make any mistake. in addition to that, what wrong Arjuna had already committed or was going to commit is the other meaning of Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Why Arjuna became filled with grief? Why? Because of his attachment, because of his I and mine. Then only he started weeping. So, two different meanings of Arjuna Vishada Yoga, both are valid. Arjuna fell into sorrow because of his wrong attachment. So, let us take up that matter first. Shloka in the first chapter, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So there it becomes very clear. Arjuna asked Bhagavan, please take my chariot to such a position that I can see both the armies, and two things I want to see. The whole war was caused by Duryodhana's bad buddhi. Duryodhana also has said so, Arjuna also has judged that. So, who has come to support this Durbuddhi Duryodhana? One point. Second point, in the war, Pandavas have 7 Akshoini, Kauravas 11. So there are so many fighters. And Arjuna's side, Bhima, Yudhishthir, so many names Duryodhana has counted. So Arjuna has not to fight with everybody. Arjuna says, I want to see two things. Who are all have come to support Duryodhana. So whether they are good or bad, no consideration, I have to kill them. But I don't have to kill everybody. Please let me see who are those with whom I have to fight. Because everybody cannot fight with everybody. There are special people whom only Arjuna can kill. So these two things he asked Bhagavan, which shows that very clearly he had come to fight. With full mind he had come to fight. There is no doubt in his mind. War was due to Duryodhana, and I have to say who has come to support Duryodhana, and he is not calling Duryodhana bad. Duryodhana of bad mind, Durbuddhe. So Duryodhana's thinking is wrong. And who has come to support Duryodhana's thinking? Now, Bhagavan played a trick there. Trick. Arjuna has asked to see who all have come to fight supporting Duryodhana and with whom I have to fight. So Bhagavan, a charioteer, obeys his command, places the chariot in such a place that he can see both the armies, he can see who are the chief fighters, but he does not say, see who are the fighters. He says, see all these Kurus. See all these Kurus. No, you should know, Pandavas also were Kauravas. Kuru was the name of an ancestor king who was most famous. And so all his Vanshajas are Kauravas. Pandu had special valor, so his son started being called Pandavas. Their Pandavas always are as Kurus. And Bhagavan has used Kurusattama for Arjuna many times, best among the Kurus. And second point, all were not Kurus. Pandava and Kauravas, or there some relatives might have been Kurus, but all the India had come to support this side or that way. But Bhagavan says, see all the Kurus. So that triggered asakti hidden in Arjuna. Bhagavan himself has roused Arjuna's asakti. Because while fighting, if the asakti comes, then doomed, whole world is doomed. So Bhagavan knows that he can remove that asakti. So another lesson in Arjuna Vishada Yoga is that asakti, I and mine, is hidden in every human heart. And the eradication of that is the purpose of all. Yes. So that asakti may be hidden, is hidden. So it has to be roused and removed. So this is, Bhagavan has played a trick there. He has roused his Arjuna's dormant asakti. And then as a result, Arjuna started saying, mine. My mamas, my this, my that, my sons-in-law, my gurus, my uncles, my father-in-law. So that is the good man's weakness. Duryodhana does not say, he says, for my sake they have all come. Arjuna says in both the armies, I see my people, and I should kill them. That became the cause of his sorrow. So this Arjuna who had come ready to fight, seeing heroes, now is seeing Kauravas, Kurus. So that is the sum and substance of the first chapter. Arjuna fully came ready to fight, but Bhagavan said, see these Kurus, and that triggered Arjuna's asakti. Asakti means I and mine, and he started good man's weakness, that all are mine, and that made Arjuna collapse in a moment. So that is the Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Side by side, as I said, Arjuna only is thinking I should not commit a mistake. We go to second chapter. In the second chapter, name is Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya normally means Vedanta, right knowledge. But it is not a yoga on right knowledge, not at all. Yoga on right knowledge is 13th, 14th, 15th. So why it is called Sankhya knowledge, Sankhya Yoga? Right thinking. Bhagavan starts telling the first 2-3 shlokas, Klaibyam asmagama partha naitatvai upapaddate Kshudram hridaya daurbalyam takto tishta parantapa. Swami Vivekananda said, these are the sum and substance of the whole Gita. These 2 shlokas. Manliness, Paurusha, that is the lesson of the whole Gita, according to Swamiji. Here, some reference I want to give. In Chennai, I had gone to from Mutt side, I had gone to Anna Nagar, some colony. There was the Gita class. And some modern educated lady said, Gita is not for us. Gita condemns womanliness. We are women. I said, where has Gita said that? Show me one place Gita has condemned womanliness. So they were using that translation made by Chinmay Mission. And there, Napunsaka, Klaibyam Asmagama has been translated as womanliness. So I said, blame that translator. Don't say it is not for women. So incidentally, I am telling that Klaibyam means impotency. A man has valor, woman has valor. Today we are seeing whatever man is doing, woman is doing. So it is not womanliness. Absence of manliness, absence of self-effort. Anyway, the incidental thing has come. So Arjuna, on a wrong philosophy, social, this, that. Give big lecture to Bhagavan, big lecture, big philosophy is told in the first chapter and little in the second chapter also. And Arjuna is expecting that Bhagavan will be influenced by what I am talking. But in those two shlokas he finds Bhagavan has not at all agreed with what he is talking. Even Sanjay fell into that deception. Arjuna, Krupaya Paraya Vishto, filled with great compassion. Sanjay also says, Arjuna also says, Bhagavan says this is weakness of the heart, not compassion. Kshudram, Hridaya Dorbalyam Tattva Uttishta Parantam. So, that is what Swamiji says, that is the rousing call of the Gita. So, Bhagavan there is telling, right thinking is done only by the jnanis. And another set of right thinking is for those who don't have that jnana, they are struggling, they are karmis. So clearly, shloka now shloka 16 and 17 of the second chapter is the central philosophy of the Gita, because of which it is called Sankhya Yoga. Na sato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate. So what is real is always real, never unreal. In the daytime we do not see the stars. That does not mean stars are not there. So stars are there in the daytime, in the night time. And that which is not there is never there. We may see a snake instead of a rope, but that snake is not there. So it was never there. So that is the central philosophy of the Gita. 16 shloka. But sometimes people understand wrongly that Atman is a granite stone in me. Nobody can cut it, nobody can. So 17 makes it clear. Avinashi tu tad viddhi yena sarvamidam tatam. Only that is indestructible, which is all pervading. Example is given of sky, space. Can you burn the space? Can you wet the space? Can you dry the space? Nothing. So only that which is all pervading. When I was talking to you people before the class, I was telling Bhagwan. So one point of Bhagwan you should remember. Bhagwan or God is infinite, anantam. So if we can realize that anantam, will it not be the aim of life? Will not our purpose will be fulfilled fully? So that is anantam. So second point, as I was telling in the second chapter, where is that gone? It is after this. Shloka. 39. Second chapter, Shloka 39. Esha te abheta sankhe buddhir yoge tu imam shrunu. Understand? I have told you how the jnanis think. Now let me tell you how those who aspire for that knowledge, those whose right is only for karma, how they should think. Buddhi Sankhya, I have told. Yoga means attempt at that, karma yoga. There, buddhi listen from now. So that is second. Because of this, it is called Sankhya, right thinking. Thinking of the jnanis which you do not possess. You are karmani eva adhikaraste. Second chapter. So your today's position of the mind is only fit for karma. And for that, how to think, how to connect your karma with the goal of life, that I shall tell you now. And what he has told there? Vyavasayatmika buddhi rekha ya kurunandana shlok 41. That in this matter, in the matter of karma yoga, there is only one criteria. What will lead me to God realization? That is the only thinking. If you miss that, then there is no criteria at all. I want to earn more money, people should call me good, I shall be great. So, where you are leading to? Bhaushakhai anantasya buddhayo avasainam. If they miss this criteria, that I will do everything, whether I am a karmi or jnani, so that I go towards God. Other than that, there are infinite ramifications and branches. I want to gain power, I want to get this, I want to get that. Infinite are they. And that will kill a man. So, what is the right thinking for karmis? That he defines in Shloka 48. Yogastat kuru karmani sangam taktva dhananjaya siddha siddho nirvikara siddha siddho samobhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Yoga means method of God realization, karma. Samatvam means don't allow your likes and dislikes, don't allow your pleasure and pain when you are doing your duty. That is the only karma yoga defined in this second chapter. Do your duty without being affected by likes and dislikes, without being affected by your pleasure and pain, and so be sama in all these matters. That is yoga. Okay. Then toward the end of the second chapter, there are 18 shlokas of Sthita Prajna Lakshanas. So an ideal state is described. What happens, how it happens, when all desires are gone, then that man becomes steady wisdom. So a man of steady wisdom is described in the last 18 shlokas. And people think Gita is 18 chapters, these are 18 shlokas. So this is summary of the whole Gita, some people think. Anyway, we are doing chapter by chapter within one class. So we pass on to chapter 3. Chapter 3 is called Karma Yoga. And there, second chapter also Karma Yoga has been defined. In third chapter, selection of karma. Selection of karma. Yajnarthat karmano natra lokoyam karma bandhana tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. Shloka 9 of the third chapter. Yajnartha karma. Yajna means sacrifice. Sacrifice of ego, sacrifice of selfishness. Other than them, if you do any karma, then karma produces bondage. So, negatively speaking, if you do karma where your ego is being sacrificed, where your selfishness is being sacrificed, that will not bite you. So, selection of karma, positively speaking, do something on principle to kill your ego, to kill your selfishness. That is the third chapter. In the end, Arjuna asks, why we are misled? So there, a full analysis of that which takes us astray is given. Kama esha, krodha esha, rajo guna samudbhava. Man basically has a consciousness, I am separate than God. If separate than God, then there is some specification. There is a coloring that is called rajogun. And from this rajogun, kama, desire comes and anger comes. And where they sit, indriyani mano buddhi rasya adhisthana muchyate, they make their fort, indriyas, mind and buddhi also. So how to control them? Evam buddhe param buddhva sansthabhyatmanam atmana. Know that your real nature is beyond your intellect also. God, indwelling reality, is beyond buddhi. Knowing Him, anchoring your mind in Him, you can control all the things. In the beginning, you should control all the things separately also, indriya mana buddhi. But you will succeed only when you anchor into God. Third chapter over. Fourth chapter, three parts. First is avatar. Though I am unborn, though I am the Lord of all beings, but to help mankind from time to time, I am born. I take a body. So that is in the beginning of the fourth chapter, avatar has been introduced. And then if you study that avatar critically, then all your defects will go away and you will become mukta. So that is the first part of the fourth chapter. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tattvata tyaktva deham punarjanma neti mameti sorjuna vita raga bhaya krodha. That means man has attachment, fear, anger, but they go away if he studies me critically. Manmaya mamupashrita. More and more he studies avatar, he relies more and more on that avatar. Bhava jnana tapasya puta madbhavam agat. So this is called jnana tapasya, and many have happened like that. Many means it is not that only 10 incarnations. Many. That is the first part of the fourth chapter. Second part is how this karma becomes karma yoga. Karma gives you purification if done with a surrender to Lord, and gradually purification increases. Gradually you start feeling God in you, and finally you become free. But while in this process, Shloka 18 to 24, Fourth chapter. In this process, sometimes externally karma is there, sometimes it is not there. If you increase in consciousness, you will give up all karma. You will simply meditate. But sometimes due to something, external karma will remain. It does not matter. So that is the most beautiful lesson of the fourth chapter, on the basis of which Swami Vivekananda has erected his Karma Yoga. That externally there may be karma. Inside your consciousness is God is the doer. So that also will lead you to Jnana, or because you are not thinking of karma, you give up all karma. So two appearances, same reality within, change of consciousness, and finally that 24th shloka Brahmarpanam has been explained by Shankaracharya in two different ways. You are not doing anything, then is it not a sin? Your presence itself is your sacrifice. Or you are engaged in external karma, is it right? Yes, you see the external karma, inside him all is Brahma consciousness. Two ways he has translated. Second part of fourth chapter. Third part is the enlargement of yajna idea. Sacrifice. Now, everything lower in our life has to be sacrificed into corresponding higher thing. Even eating, he says people live to eat. No. Eating you are doing for maintenance of the body. So, lower idea has been resolved into higher idea. This is yajna. So, anywhere, pranayama. You are breathing. Breathing is going on. You are not breathing. If you control breathing, that is sacrifice. So like that, expansion of the idea of sacrifice. And some sort of sacrifice must be there in your life. That is the fourth chapter. Then fifth chapter. What happens if you apply such knowledge in karma? Externally you see work is there, but your own consciousness, even winking, breathing, all are karma. But inside you know it is God is the doer, I am not the doer. And so Brahmani adaya karmani sangam taktva dhananjaya. So if you surrender or dedicate all your karmas on God, God is the doer, not I, then you will go beyond karma. So that is described in the fifth chapter. Sixth chapter is a Dhyana Yoga, and its lesson is contained in one shloka. Shloka, sixth chapter, third shloka. Arurukshor muner yogam karma karanam uchyate yoga rudasya tasseva shama karanam uchyate. Same person, tasseva. When he is trying to climb the hill called yoga, that means we start attempting meditation, but it does not succeed. So first try for karma, for purity. And that karma will be the cause of your spiritual progress. But when you have climbed the hill, that means you are able to meditate, but there is a lot of road yet to travel. So at that point, shama karanam uchyate. Controlling your restlessness is the cause of your further progress. So this is the central theme of the sixth chapter. And then details about how to meditate has been given in the 6th chapter as a fruit of that Karma Yoga. 6th chapter. Then there are 2 questions by Arjuna there, that how it can continue, and if that goes away, then am I lost from both sides? I give up my job and I become a sadhu. And if I do not fully succeed in my sadhu life and I have given up job, so do I lose both sides? Very practical question. Bhagavan says, no, no, no. If you have turned your mind towards God, you are superior to that who are living in this life. You will definitely get better results if you have just turned your minds towards God than all the people struggling in this world. And suppose you do not succeed in this life, you have succeeded to some extent. And spiritual progress gained in any life is never lost, never lost. In the next life, you will start from there and proceed. When the age comes proper, roughly 16 to 25, 20 to 25, then your sadhana of the previous life, the spiritual progress you have gained in the previous life will come on you and you will start from there. And you will go on struggling. And one day you will reach God. Arjuna's one question. Second question, to control the mind I find impossible. It is like controlling air. Bhagavan says, I know very well. Controlling mind is very, very difficult. But abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha gruyate. By practice and by dispassion. When you don't want anything of the world, that is dispassion. And you are practicing yoga. So one day it will come. That is the answer. 7th chapter. Now first 6 chapters are called karma in different ways, including meditation. Now suppose you meditate like that and gain the transcendent nature of God, beyond everything, beyond the world. But then when you look back on this world, you will find God is all pervading. God is filled up with the universe. And then bhakti will come. Bhakti depends upon immanence of God. God everywhere. Then bhakti comes. Feeling of the heart is aroused. And Bhagavan says that I will describe you in the beginning. So another path is opened there. 1 to 6, karma resulting through meditation into dhyana. But path of bhakti gets opened in the 7th chapter by describing the all-pervasive nature of the God. And that goes on from 7 to 12. 8th is little aberration. That is bhakti along with nadi yoga. That means hold your breath like that, raise your consciousness like that. You will break the Brahmarandra and go to Brahmaloka. That is a little aside. Bhakti combined with nadi yoga. That is 8th chapter. But don't think that is the only way. So comes 9th chapter. 9th chapter is called the central chapter of the Gita. And there, shloka 4 and 5. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina matsthani sarva bhutani nacha aham deshu avasthita nacha matsthani bhutani pashyame yogamaishwaram. So, apparently contradictory two statements, apparently contradictory. I am pervaded in the world, but I am not seen. And all beings are in me, but I am not in all beings and nothing is in me. This is not contradictory. If you feel God as all pervading, if you feel that, if you experience that, then you will find nothing in the world exists. God is transcendent. So from all pervading to transcendence is the central theme of the ninth chapter. And then ninth chapter is a broad, vishal chapter. It is known as chapter on social total surrender. Ananya chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityaviyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. That means man is afraid of going towards God, feeling that who will feed me, who will clothe me, who will protect my property. So Bhagavan says, if you think only of me, I shall give you whatever you need. I shall protect all your things. So that is the derivative from this 4 and 5 shlokas. And then if you worship different gods, you may get desires fulfilled, but finite will be the results. If with the same effort you can worship me, what do you want, sir? If you give me water, leaf, flower, fruit, anything out of devotion, I will take that. But what you actually want, you please tell us. I want your doership. Yat karoshi yadasnasi, yat johosi dadasi, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva madarpanam. So, whatever you do as sadhana, whatever you give donation, whatever you do, whatever you like, whatever you enjoy, that doingship give to me. That means know that I am the doer, you are not the doer. So, Karma Yoga, central shloka again it has become. Swamiji has quoted this in his Karma Yoga. And Shubha Shubha Phalai, then you become a sannyasi, you become a yogi. No good or bad result sticks to you. If you do work like that, you will become mukta. And then another part of the ninth chapter, Apichet Suduracharo Bhajate Mam Ananya Bhat. You may be the worst of the sinners, but if this direction comes to you, then you are become a holy man. Very quickly, you will become a holy man. If you get this idea that God is the doer, I am not the doer. And then another speciality of the ninth chapter, Striyo Vaishya Sata Shudra Tepi Ante Param Gatim. If socially you are born in a lower category, then also Gita opens the path to everybody. Then also, if you resort to me, then you will be liberated. So many points on the ninth chapter. Then we go to 10th chapter. Arjuna said, my mind becomes externalized sometimes, but I do not want to lose you. So please tell me in how many ways I can think of you. Then Bhagavan says, in mountains I am Himalaya, in rivers I am Ganga. So throughout the world you can see me especially. But why you think like that? I am the Atman of all beings. I am the beginning, end, and middle of all life. So why not think like that? The whole world is just 1/4 of me. So that is the 10th chapter. In technical language, 9th chapter is called Transcendental Immanence. That means all-pervading God, but stress is on God being beyond. And 10th chapter is immanently immanent. That means God is here, God is here, God is here. That is being described. 10th chapter is also 4 shlokas that my real bhaktas, they like to talk with each other, and I find them, they worship me because they know that I am the source of this world. And I go to their lives, I enter their beings and light the lamp of knowledge for them out of compassion, and they realize me. That is also 8, 9, 10, 11 of the 10th chapter. And then this Vibhuti Yoga. 11th chapter. Arjuna says, Nashto Moha. Theoretically, I have understood everything. But you are all pervading. Can I see you? If you feel I can see, please show that to me. Bhagavan says, I will show to you, but you cannot see by your present level of consciousness. So I give you divine vision. That means I raise your consciousness to a higher level. There you can see I am everywhere. And he shows that Vishwadrupa Darshana Yoga is the name of the 11th chapter. Let us revise the names again. Second, Sankhya Yoga. Third, Karma Yoga. Fourth, Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. If you put Jnana inside your karma, you get sannyas. Fifth, Karma Sannyasa Yoga. That means karma is going on, but you are a sannyasi. Sixth, Dhyana Yoga. Sixth has another name, Atma Sanyama Yoga. So meditation or controlling yourself. Seventh is Jnana Vijnana Yoga. That is knowledge with experience. That is bhakti. That is the yoga. Eighth is Taraka Brahma Yoga that I told you. Bhakti and Nadi Shuddhi, and you go to some loka like that. Ninth, Raja Vidya Raja Goya Yoga. The most secret, the most deep bhakti is the yoga. 10th is called Vibhuti Yoga, spreading God everywhere. 11th is called Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. 12th is called Bhakti Yoga because their Bhakti and Jnana have been compared. And for a man like us, Bhakti is the way has been told. Bhakti has been defined. So it is called Bhakti Yoga. And Jnana Yoga, those who worship the Nirgun, they are different people, their path is different, their path is very difficult. That is in the 12th chapter. End of the 12th chapter, Shloka 13 to 20, is if a man, Arjuna had asked, who is superior? Jnana Yogi or Bhakti Yogi? And the answer was that Bhakti Yoga done with full faith is superior. And actually, no road is superior. Walking on the road is superior, and reaching is the most superior. So a man reached, his life is described from Shloka 13 to 20. Sita Prajna, once ideal man is described. Second time, in the end of the 12th chapter, ideal man is described. Then 13th chapter, the scene changes. First 6 chapters, karma, you, your real nature. 7 to 12, God, His real nature, all pervading, and bhakti. 13, 14, 15 are what is called jnana. 13 tells us whatever you feel, your body, your mind, your desires, everything is only a field given for you to cultivate. You do karma and reap the result thereof. That is not you. That is the field given to you, that is not you. Whatever you are feeling, you is not you. Then what is you? One God everywhere. One consciousness, Chetana everywhere. That one Chetana in you and me, in he, she, it, I, and that is one Chetana only. In this body-mind complex, it says I. In another body-mind complex, I. So that is the 13th chapter. Separation between field and the farmer. Another point in 13th chapter is how many ways are there to realize God. Important shlokas. Dhyanenatmani vindanti kechid atmanam atmana anne sankhena yogena karma yogena chapare anne tu evam ajananta shrutva annebhyo upasate tepi chati tarante va mrityum shruti paraya. First place is given to dhyana. Now dhyana is not concentration. Dhyana has the elements of jnana, bhakti, karma, all. It depends upon concept of God, some form of God, your relation with God. So all that is called jnana. And if such is there, God automatically is attracting you. So bhakti is there. In spite of that, your mind by old sanskaras runs here and there. So you have to use your will to bring it back. So dhyana is a combination of jnana, bhakti and rajoga or control. And it has the element of karma also, because karma has given you purification and capacity to meditate. So dhyana is the first way.
Dhyana atmani pasyanti. Dhyana atmani pasyanti. Dhyan jog. Onne sankheno vedanto.
I'm coming to that now.
Gyan jog where Gyan and Bhakti is Gyan and Bhakti in this sloka, these two sloka.
I'm telling. Their word is dhyana is there. Dhyana, I'm explaining, dhyana has the element of all yoga. Second point is given to jnana yoga. Anne sankhena yogena. Analytical mind, he goes on analyzing, finds I am not real, God is real. So this analytical yoga is called jnana yoga. That is given the second place. Some others are there. They do by karma yoga. Important point, Shankar has commented in his own way, but God himself has said, through karma, they can come to me. That is the third place given. And fourth place is there. Those who do not understand your dhyana or jnana or karma, but they follow what their gurus tell them. Their faith is very strong. I told you that in Mahapurush Maharaj's life, Shivanand Swami's life, this is very predominantly seen. He has told me, you do this, you will get your guru. And he sticks to that. There is no time to give all the examples, no? So that is another way. They do not know these things, but they have another factor, full faith in their guru, and whatever Guru says they do, and they also reach me. So, this is the 13th chapter. Another beauty of the 13th chapter is that God said that if you know Kshetra and Kshetrajna, that is full knowledge. What you are not and what you really are. But when it fails, he defines what is knowledge. Shloka 7 to 11 of 13th chapter, 20 psychological traits are described. And God says, this is jnana. By knowledge, you know something. You have to know God, and God is not an object of knowledge. God is your innermost reality. He is not manifesting in your mind because of your old wrong habits of the mind. So if you correct the habits of the mind, 20 characteristics, then God will be manifested. God will be known. So that is another beauty of the 13th chapter. Then 14th chapter. Another way to analyze is the world consists of sattva, rajatama. How to recognize them, how to understand that all of them are bindings. God is beyond them. So there also the ideal man is described as one who has gone beyond all the gunas. So 14th chapter is 13th chapter, Kshetra Kshetrajna Yoga, 14th Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga, division of the Sattva Rajatamas, how they bind and how to go beyond. 15th chapter, Jnana and Bhakti meet there. It starts from Vairagya. That this world, nobody can understand what this world is. Don't try to understand. Break your asakti and go forward. And understand I am beyond and I am everywhere. So beautifully, Jnana and Bhakti both are combined, and there the idea of avatar also completes by telling there is a Kshara Purusha, body, Akshara Purusha, I, and Uttama Purusha, God, who is all pervading. And there he says, I am that Uttama Purusha called Purushottam. Avatar comes back there. Okay? So it is called Purushottama Yoga. Then 16th and 17th are appendices. Some matters referred but not given in detail, no context. So that is described. 16th is Daivasura Sampat Vibhaga Yoga. Divine qualities, demonic qualities. That reference had come in the 9th and 7th chapter. Those who have divine qualities, they naturally worship me. Those who have demonic qualities, they do not worship. So what are those divine qualities and what are those demonic qualities? That is 16th chapter. But But in the end, he says, you have to refer to Shastras. In matters of what to do and what not to do, better refer to the authentic guidance. Arjuna asks in 17th chapter, suppose I am not disobeying the Shastra, but I don't go that way. I work with my Shraddha. Is it not sufficient? So God said, Shraddha has to be examined. Shraddha itself, according to the nature of your mind, Shraddha itself may be Sattvic, Rajasic or Tamasic. You see people worshipping gods. You see people worshipping Yakshas, Rakshasas. You see people worshipping Bhutas, ghosts and all that, according to their gunas. So, he describes food, yajna, dana, tapa, all according to sattva, rajatama, what you should cultivate, what you are and what is you if it degenerates. There the tapasya comes. And let us read those three shlokas, those who are interested in tapasya. He has described wrong tapasya also, standing on one leg, standing on thorn. That is not tapasya at all. So, unnecessary austerities is not tapasya at all. So, what is tapasya? Shloka 14, 15, 16. 17th chapter. Deva Dvija Guru Pradnya Pujanam Shaucham Arjavam Brahmacharyam Ahimsa cha Shariram Tapo Uchyate. Tapa has to be done by the body. There, worship of gods, worship of learned people, worship of your guru, worship of wise people, that is called Sharirik Tapasya, point one, number one. Do honor to them. And cleanliness of body and mind, that is also bodily tapasya. Arjavam, straightforwardness of the mind, not going in a crooked way, that is sharirik tapasya. Brahmacharya, for grahastha also, continence as much as possible for you. Is sharirik tapasya. Ahimsa, not giving trouble to others, is also sharirik tapasya. These are sharirika tapasyas for a grahastha. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat sadhyaya vyasanam chaiva vangmayam tapo uchyate. So, tapasya by vani. You should speak which will not produce restlessness in people. It should be true. It should be spoken in a sweet way. And it should be of usefulness to you or to him. Otherwise, don't speak. Unnecessary speaking, we lose our energy, we become externalized. So speak only if it is beneficial spiritually to the person to whom you are speaking and also to you. All these four qualities together is called Vangmaya Tapasya plus Sadhyaya Vyasanam, self-study of scriptures or japa, repetition of some holy text is vocal, and that's all. Vocal is this. And mental tapasya. Mana prasada saumyatvam maunam atma vinigraha bhava sanshuddhi riti etat tapo manasam uchyate. Tranquility of the mind, happiness of the mind is a tapasya. If you are depressed, become elated. Depression is bad spiritually. So keep the mind tranquil, which will reflect God. Saumyatvam, be mild while dealing with people, don't be harsh. Mauna, vocal tapasya, you speak like that. Don't speak where it is not necessary. There is mental tapasya. Atma vinigraha, control of the body, mind, etc. is a mental tapasya. Bhava sanshuddhi, that means what is in your mouth should be in your mind. What is in your mind, that only you should speak. This is bhava sanshuddhi. So this is mental tapasya. So those who wanted tapasya, please read these three shlokas. This is told to Arjuna, who is a grahastha. So, 17th chapter is Shraddha Traya Vibhagayo. Shraddha divided into 3 parts. So that you will improve. Then, 18th chapter, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. Moksha, final goal of life, obtained by sannyasa, means by jnana nishtha. Sannyasa, according to Gita, is not putting on robe clothes. Sannyasa is the mind which has gone beyond karma. The obstruction in the life is I and mine. And this I has 2 grades, 2 levels. I am the doer and I am the experiencer. This is I. Now, when I am the doer, I am experiencing the world. When by karma I go beyond this, I am the doer, then I am experiencing God. And this I which experiences God should also merge in God. That is called sannyas or jnana-nishtha. But to get that, we must do karma yoga. And karma yoga main principle is giving up fruits to God. So Arjuna asks about this, and Bhagwan replies analytically in 44, 45 shlokas. First he tells wrong sannyas. You are still qualified for work and you are giving up work. That is not sannyas. So you have to do work. Yajna, dana, tapa, you must do for purification. And how to purify? So karma has no direction. You can either base it on jnana or base it on bhakti. So base it on jnana means analyze how you can have the best jnani, karma, doership and all that. That is described in up to shloka 44. And then karma based upon bhakti. All this is not necessary if you understand 4 things. You are nothing but a form of God. Your capacity to work is nothing but God-given, not yours. Whether you are an MBA or an engineer or farmer or businessman, that capacity to work, cricket, volleyball, football, all these capacities are given by God, they are not yours. If you feel like that, and God is all pervading, all the objects which you are dealing with is God. Office work is God, mission work is God. In people whom you are serving, in their hearts is God. Second point. Third point, you are not working, you are worshipping God by what you can do. This is called karma based upon bhakti. Okay? Then you will go beyond, and that sannyasa life is described in 4-5 shlokas. That is the end of 18 chapters. Om Prapanna Parijataya Totravetra Ekapanaye Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gita Amrita Duhe Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hare Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Special announcements. Next 2 days, this evening class will not be there. Gita is over. And from Monday, same time, we are starting classes on Srimad Bhagavatam in English. Same time, 7:30 to 8:30. It's a great scripture on Bhakti. Up till now, we have studied Bhakti, Karma, Jnana, all Vedanta scriptures. So now, we have studied Swamiji's Yogas also. And now, we are turning our mind to the great scripture on Bhakti called Srimad Bhagavatam, that same time from Monday 17th.
प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः।
वो एरिया थोड़ा करना था।